This is Matthew Barnett. I'm just gonna tell a little quick story. This story is or my message is on fasting. I mean, there's only like one scripture in this passage. I ain't got no more scripture to do on fasting at the very end, but it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear and cut dry on this story. It comes from Mark 9:17 through 29. Then one of the crowd answered and said, "Teacher, I brought to you my son who has a mute spirit, and wherever it sees him, it throws him down. He foams at the mouth, gnashes his teeth, and becomes rigid. So I spoke to your disciples so they should cast it out, but they could not." So his disciples couldn't do it, so they came straight to the source, Jesus, to cast his demon out. He answered and said to him, "O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I bear with you? Bring him to me." Then they brought him to him, and when they saw him, immediately the spirit convulsed him, and he fell to the ground and wallowed around, foaming at the mouth. So he asked the father, "How long has this been happening to him?" And he said, "From childhood. And often it has thrown him both into the fire and into the water to destroy him. But if you can do anything, have compassion on us and help us." See, this demon was a very strong one. It was trying to kill the boy. It threw him into a fire and the water. I mean, it just think of things that's happened in your life. I mean, you may not have been demon possessed, but you did things that tried to kill yourself, or doing things that you knew wasn't safe. So it's sort of the same type of thing in a way. Jesus said to him, if you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes. Jesus told the man he had to believe. So that's also a requirement in anything that you ask of the Lord. You have to believe. Immediately the father of the child cried out and said with tears, "Lord, I believe, help my unbelief." When Jesus saw that the people came running together, he rebuked the unclean spirit, saying to it, "Deaf and dumb spirit, I command you to come out of him and enter him no more." Then the spirit cried out, convulsing him greatly, and came out of him, and he became as one who was dead. So many thought he was dead. But Jesus took him by the hand, lifted him up, and he arose. And when he came into the house, his disciples asked him privately, "Why could we not cast this demon out?" So, they was wondering why they couldn't do it. Jesus answered, so this is what Jesus said. So he came to them, this kind can come out by nothing but prayer and fasting. So evidently there's some things that you can't overcome without the power of fasting with the prayer. This don't get taught that much, but this story came out to me that some things require for you to fast and pray whenever you're asking of it of the Lord. So it just if you're trying to overcome something, I know when I was in the mission, we fasted one day a week, and I just never did really get it, didn't understand why they made us do it. But I was at the mission to get a recovery from drugs and alcohol, which it sort of was the same thing as this unclean spirit that was convulsing this boy. I didn't go into convulsions or nothing, but I did act strangely and did wild and crazy things, and it was like whatever was driving me was trying to kill me. So I don't know if any of y'all's experienced anything like that, or whether you know anybody that is, but I believe that's the reason why they had us fast one day a week. It was a one-day fast. It was every Thursday, and when I got back, I actually sort of got away from that. But here, I'd say the past 3 months, I've picked it back up, and actually, sometimes I try to do it more than I actually did when I was at the mission. And it's not that I'm trying to keep away the bondage or nothing, but just anything I pray for, I figure that if it helps them very, very hard things you're asking for, then it can help anything, any kind of prayer. I mean, right here and anytime you read anything about fasting in the Bible, prayers goes hand in hand with it. I ain't seen no verse in there that has anything to do with fasting that has not prayer isn't there. So them two go hand in hand with each other. So I'm just trying to tell you that if there's something you've been praying for and it hadn't come true, or it hadn't come to pass, then maybe you need to try fasting with it, and also believing, because you've seen that Jesus said you must believe in this also. So I would like to ask of everybody that feels like participating in this. I'd like to set up a fast for whoever watches this video to try to fast 24 hours. From a certain time to a certain time, the day after Christmas, and I'd like for for whatever you want, but also lift up a special prayer for the president and his healthcare reform, and just the world economy. So try to do that. I believe you could give that to a gift to Jesus, because it's his birthday, so it ain't gonna hurt you to do without food one day. I know that I couldn't talk anybody into doing it for Christmas or Christmas Eve, which I don't believe I would be willing to do it, but the day after is not going to hurt anybody. Thank you, and God bless.